Blake Winston Rice, thanks for joining me. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, Happy New Year. My pleasure.
Happy New Year to
So,
you. Pumped to talk some film. Let's get into it.
yeah, so where in the world are you?
I'm in West Hollywood. I'm in Los Angeles, but I'm from born and raised in New Jersey. Lived in New York for a while, which I know you're in right now as well, and now out in LA.
Yeah, very cool. So, speaking of jumping right into it, you're a filmmaker. We were both at Toronto International Film Festival for the 50th year anniversary. Your film was honored there. So, let's jump into disc. And I guess let's start with reverse engineering it. Like, how did you decide you wanted it to be at TIFF? And then when you submitted to there?
Oh, TIFF decides you. You don't get the, so it like kind of goes backwards. But no, we felt really great about the end product with Disc, and we having been doing film festivals for a bit now. I knew that it deserved an opportunity at a great film festival, and we were lucky enough to tap in with Toronto, and they gave us a great eye of consideration and flattered us basically with accepting us, allowing to compete in their festival. And it opened a bunch of doors, and it was an absolute honor. And what's great now is the journey kind of continues. Like we premiered there, but we're hopping over to France next to Clermont-Ferrand, so that's our next stop. And beginning of February, we'll start screening there. And what's so great with shorts is that you don't play one festival, and you kind of do this tour, and you kind of can go from one to one to one, and it opens so many doors, and it gets to expose not only your work to other audiences, but you get exposed to other audiences too, which helps us all develop as filmmakers.
And it seems wild just from an observational standpoint. It's like, okay, great. So what you're saying is what you just said. But like to someone like submitting a film, like the hopes that it gets selected, and yours is very much why we're here because it did get selected. And then you're saying like so many people see it. Like for the person tuning in, because we have a lot of filmmakers,
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs, like once it's into a festival and you said there's these people who see it, like how are bridging those neurological pathways to keep the momentum to the next level? Like what are steps to do?
I feel like you get in, everything's just not like, for me starting out at least, I look at it as it's an opportunity. Okay, incredible. A great festival has gotten you in. You're going to get attention from it. But how are you taking advantage of that? How are you stepping into that next thing? This business is hard no matter what. So if you go hands off, those opportunities aren't there. So you got to kind of commit for, like, you got to lean into some of these things and have the eye to decide if it's a lean in moment or kind of a little bit of a hands off moment. And with something as good as Toronto, it was a lean in. Like, so we're booking meetings, we're talking about the next job, we're networking with people that are working on cool stuff to seeing how they're moving. And that's a great part of this business is that there's always another movie coming. And once one starts doing festivals, to me, most of the work isn't on how to move and navigate and showcase that movie. A big portion of it is moving on to the next job.
Word. So quick question, because Victoria is the co-writer. I think director too, or she just this not just the star, but I know she's a star of it. But it says
Star of it, co-writer, and then she also was one of the producers too, not the
cool.
director though.
So when you say we, is it you and her? Or who's another element of the team to help? You know, because it takes a village, and when you're in these
Totally.
happening so fast, so like, how is it just you and her, or do you have who's
I
the
think
person on the team?
everyone involved with each short is kind of rolling out, supporting the movie, celebrating the movie, but also everyone's jamming on the next thing as well. So it's not just me, it's our editor, it's our sound designer, it's our other producers, it's our cinematographer, our composer. Everyone going out there is leveling up in their own rights too. So they're all, networking to try to grow as artists as well.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and I really appreciate
Hmm.
you gifting that insight. Jim Quick says we're a teacher or we're a student, and when we teach, we get to learn twice. So I know it's adding a lot of value for me and the person tuning in, and I'm really grateful. Thank you. Why tell this story? It's as a female, it's a bit uncomfortable to watch, you
Yeah.
know and then it's a man telling the story, but then I see there was a female involved as well, so I was like, oh, okay. So I was really curious, like, why tell this story?
To me, like, the opportunity of this story is not my spin or Tori's spin on reproductive health. It's more so our spin on connectivity and what really is an intimate moment. And Disc is about two people that have a one-night stand, and on their way out the door the next day, there's literally like her diaphragm is stuck too high up, and they have to kind of achieve this common goal together to remove this thing before she's late to this work conference. And we were really into, and I was really into, two people that are on different ends of the communication spectrum, right? And are absolutely different and are not on the same page going into this journey together, diffusing this bomb and coming out changed. And we call Disc a dramedy about connection, and that's our main theme through it. And that's what drew me to it initially, honestly, is can these people get through it? And like the refrain of the movie says, like, do you feel changed at the end? And I hope the audience does, as well as the characters.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite interesting because, you know, it's a big deal. It's not widely like spoken about, obviously. First time I've seen it into a film. It's really simple, and it's just like, I think that's the authenticity of your film that people, Toronto, and maybe people like really admire and like, of the simplicity and the realism of it. It's funny because I was like, oh, conference, because you hear stories like, you know, when people are traveling for business and things happen in the world, so that's like a scenario of that happening.
It is where hookups happen. It's definitely a hookup spot. Like,
yeah, like Podfest is happening right now in Orlando. Podfest, it started yesterday, Wednesday till Friday. I went to it a few years ago. It's the biggest one for, you know, podcasters, people working in voiceovers, and it reminded me of that when I was watching it. Like, oh, Podfest is happening. There's so many conferences that happen all the time, you know. So
the spice making it spicy.
Yeah. And so you mentioned dramedy, because you I saw in your bio, because I haven't seen it yet, would love to. You did T, and it was accepted into Cannes. That was like, you know, really got your start going. So can you mention and talk about that a bit, because it seems like your style, you said dramedy for this one, and then the last one was as well. So is that your lane as a filmmaker, or?
Honestly, I feel like I'm kind of being cheap by calling things dramedy, because it's like just a couple genres, and I'm not answering the question. But the stories I'm interested in telling are stuff that check a bunch of different genre boxes, and I'm not aiming at one specifically. And to me, dramedy is stuff that makes you feel tense, makes you feel suspenseful, make you worried for what's going on, but also has the opportunity to cut that with humor, which is what I think life is like, you know? People are uncomfortable at funerals and have a poor time to laugh, and we might think that's funny as an audience. And so I think there's that mix in life, and I'm trying to reflect that in the work we do, too. I think Disc is definitely a dramedy. There's real drama in it, but there's real comedy and structured jokes in there, too. T, which we were lucky enough to screen at Cannes, it has the same thing to that effect. Maybe it's a style. I don't know how to label it yet. I don't know. I wouldn't. Maybe I'm putting that into both descriptions, but it's just kind of what comes out naturally. I feel like I need a better answer for you.
No, it's okay. It's just an exploration. We're know thyself, Socrates. We're learning and growing as we go. One moment at a time as we go along. So it's a part of the journey. We don't have to have it all figured out. You know, you're super young, and if you're not on the video, pop over to YouTube and check out the video going on. I mean, we still have, like, you know, so much ahead of us. So I'm so excited. So a couple nuts and bolts. Like, one, like how did you decide to partner up with Victoria to shoot the story? And obviously she's the lead actor. And then how did you find the male lead actor? Why him?
So Victoria's a great friend. She actually was, I met her through work, through casting on another project. And I always thought she was incredibly talented. Then we eventually just met in person a couple years back, hit it off as friends. And after T, she had come to me with a project that was similar to the premise of Disc, and was open enough and thoughtful enough, and I really appreciate her letting me in and kind of jamming on this script with her to get it to a place where we thought we could really capture something special. And then Jim, an incredibly talented filmmaker, Jim Cummings, he is an actor and a director in his own right who's doing some really great stuff. And after Cannes, we kind of linked up, and he's been nice enough to give me some cool advice on work and on the business. And when this short film came up and Tori and I were jamming on it, I was like, I think Jim will be great for this. And it turned out he was incredibly, trusting in what we wanted to go after, which both actors needed to be to get to where we end. And I was super psyched and super lucky to have both of them involved.
Yeah, and then when you shot it at the hotel, did you guerrilla shoot it? Or did you get like permission from them?
We got permission. And that was fun finding the right hotel, because they're not in like a motel. It's not like a terrible hotel, but it's also like one that if you spend a night out, you're like, I could probably get out of here. And so we found the right one. I won't say the chain, but it's a chain hotel that was cool enough to let us shoot. And we had a great production designer named Ashlyn who really helped us dial in the kind of the period of it and the world.
Okay. And then where did you shoot the film?
We shot in California. We shot here.
California. And then
in Pasadena.
Okay. How many shoot dates did you have?
We had one shoot day.
Great. And then
one shoot day in a bathroom for about we were just crammed in there, and a lot of times it's just an operator and then me on the other side of the wall with a little monitor, and the two actors being very naked and very hot and in a cramped, tight space doing their thing, which was what we were going for. So
yeah,
couldn't be more pumped on it.
And what did you shoot it on?
We shot it on a Sony Venice.
Why?
Which is my first time using that camera. Our DP, Nick Allen, great DP, he was super familiar with the gear, and he felt with the natural, the low amount of light and the sensor on the Venice was the right choice for kind of achieving this look that we wanted. It's not a glossy look. It's not a cozy, overlit aesthetic that we're going for. It's in a comfortable, realistic, grounded aesthetic, and all that goes back to your choices with camera and camera motivation and lighting design. And he steered the ship on that one, and I think pulled it off.
You really pulled it off. No excuses. No excuses. You have an idea,
None.
you get it to where it go, you got the people, and then boom, like one day shoot, boom. Now it's it was like off to the races. So
100%. 100%.
Yeah. That's so cool. That's so cool. Thank you so much for your time, for sharing with me. Anything, links, things you want people to know that they can hear, and I can put in the show notes as well?
Totally. We're screening. We're making our French premiere in the beginning of February at the Clermont-Ferrand Film Festival. So we're pumped to be going back to France with the project. And you can check out @Disc the movie on socials or on its website, and stay tuned for more festivals. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, Blake, thank you so much.
Take care.
Tune in to She's All Over the Place, and make sure you share this with one person. Thank you. See you next week.